Don't just be dating people because they're cute, especially in your 20s. There are a lot of cute demons out there. The dangerous thing about being in your 20s is that you think you have time. And that's why you see lots of people talking about how they wasted their 20s. But the truth is that while you do have time, that time is going to go by very fast. The first thing, and I believe the most important thing that you need to do in your 20s, is to build your confidence. So if you would like to know how to build your confidence even now in your 20s, check out the free ebook linked in the description on how to become your most confident self in 5 days. A lot of the crazy decisions that people make in their 20s is because they don't have self-esteem, they don't have self-worth, they don't think that they matter. And that's basically what confidence is knowing that your decisions matter, that they have consequences and they have impact. In your 20s, there's a temptation to just want to go with the flow, to do what everybody else is doing. And if you notice the lives of successful people and people who, made the best of their 20s, they knew what they wanted. And that comes from being confident. You are able to forge your own path and know that this is who I am. This is who I need to be. There are decisions that I don't take. There are things that I don't do because I know who I am. It's not because I think I'm better than other people. It's that I know that I'm different from them. I want different results. I'm trying to live a different type of life than they are. No harm to them, no foul. Just, I'm different. And because I'm different, I have to make different decisions. That's an important muscle to build in your 20s, is knowing who you are so that you can understand the impact of your decisions, so that you can live and design a life that you want to live. So it's really, really important to build your confidence in your 20s, to build your self-worth, to build self-awareness, to know what you're here for, your purpose. And I know sometimes when people say know your purpose, it becomes this scary thing that you want to go to Asia to find yourself for. Not necessarily. I believe that there are always clues that life is leaving for us. You just need to pay attention and unravel it one page at a time. It's like a book. You open this chapter, you don't really know what's going to happen at the end or in the middle, but you know what's on this first page. And it's just really following that path and following that path, especially the path that most people don't take, because that's where the magic is. So uncover who you are. Knowing who you are in your 20s will set you up for a fulfilling life. Getting to know yourself, understanding your difference, understanding the impact that you want to make will help you to make better decisions, will help you to make the best of your 20s, because you're not just dancing around doing what everybody else is doing and ending up where everybody else is going to end up. You are making the most of your life and your time by working on your own path. Because what happens is that a lot of people waste their 20s, and then when they're 30, now they have to start figuring out, who am I? What do I need to be? And a path that they could have advanced on to a certain extent. And it doesn't mean that your 20s are going to be free of mistakes. There are going to be things that you will do wrong. Because human beings are supposed to make mistakes, because we learn from making mistakes. We learn from what didn't work as well as what worked. So your 20s are going to be full of mistakes, and that's the time when you should be actually okay with making a lot of mistakes, because in making mistakes, you figure out what works and what doesn't work. That's the time when you have the opportunity to experiment and to try and to do things and to see what works and what doesn't work. So this is not an attempt to avoid making mistakes, but to make sure that you're making mistakes on the path that you really want to be making them on, and you're making mistakes that are going to lead to growth eventually, not just the same mistakes that everybody is making and just doing what everybody else is doing. So it's very important to build confidence, self-awareness, self-esteem, self-worth in your 20s, so that you can know who you are and start to build the life that you want to live, start to design the life that you want to live. Another important thing that you need to do in your 20s is to master your money. Money is a very, very, very important part of life, like it or not. You can be angry at the people who are rich. You can decide that you hate rich people. But the point is that money is going to determine a very large part of your well-being. And in your 20s, you have the opportunity to take more risks. You have relative freedom. You can take adventures. You can figure out, you can experiment with things. You still have a relative safety net of some sort. Your 20s are a time to fix your money mindset, to find a way to increase your earning potential, and to save money. Unfortunately, what happens is a lot of the time in your 20s, people do make money, but they just end up wasting it because they're like, I don't need to be doing anything with this money. The tendency is to believe that I'll figure out my money when I get older. But the fact is that if you figure out your money in your 20s, it'll be easier for you. Growing older will be easier for you. When the responsibilities eventually start to pile up, number one, you've built good money habits. Two, you've improved your earning potential, because always, I say this all the time, that yes, saving money is amazing, but the truth is that you have to find a way to constantly increase your earning potential, because you always need to spend money. No matter how prudent you are, no matter how frugal you are, no matter how much you save, Money will be spent. And honestly, crunching up and trying to save every penny is not really the way to build wealth. It's opening up that builds wealth. It's constantly looking for, how can I open up a new avenue of income? And spending the money that you do have is the way to build wealth. If you conserve, if you save, if you scratch, yes, you'll be able to gather something, but it's really not the way to build wealth. That one, there's a place for saving, but honestly, if you're trying to build wealth, if you're trying to build an abundant life, squeezing up, closing yourself up, trying to mise every penny is not the way. And your 20s are amazing for fixing your money mindset, understanding your roadblocks, what is blocking you from making wealth, what's blocking you from making more money, increasing your earning potential, learning the skills that you need to learn. You can still brave things around in your 20s because maybe you don't have kids yet, maybe you're just out of school, you're still in school. In your 20s, definitely you need to master your money mindset, especially with the way the world is now. It's really, really important to make sure that you're positioned for abundance, because poverty is not cute, being broke is not cute, being in debt is not cute. And these are things that you will eventually have to face if you do not take this time to figure things out. And that's not saying don't have fun in your 20s. Making money can be fun, honestly. If you see it as an adventure, if you see it as something to explore, if you see it as a challenge that you set for yourself, it is so much fun. But you need to have the right mindset from now. So in your 20s, build your money mindset before money becomes a major stressor for you. Because in your 30s and 40s, if you don't use your 20s wisely, money will be a stressor for you. It will affect your relationships. It will affect your health. In your 20s, you're at a greater physical advantage. You're able to stay up late. So don't just stay up late in the club. Stay up late figuring out how to build stuff on the internet. Don't just stay up late on Snapchat and Instagram. Stay up late learning something that will prepare you for the future. Don't wait till you're 30 or 40 and then you'll be trying to work 4 jobs, because you're going to start getting physically tired at that time. Don't just be buying trash now. There's lots of trends, there's lots of things, and maybe you don't have anybody that you're spending money on now apart from yourself, because most people who are 20 or in their 20s don't really have that many responsibilities yet. Use that opportunity to save as much as you can. It always makes sense to save. And I know people say, oh, don't put your cash in the bank. Put some cash in the bank. Put some of it there. Yes, invest your money, but put some cash in the bank, because sometimes you're going to need the cash in the bank. Another thing you should do to make the best of your 20s is date smart. In my 20s, honestly, I dated without intention. I just dated anybody who I found attractive, which was really dumb, because what happened was I ended up in a lot of relationships that gave me trauma and self-esteem issues and body image issues and just so much baggage that I had to now start spending time, years and years and years, unpacking that baggage, and it just became a liability. I'm not saying that the person that you date at 21 is the person you're going to marry or going to spend the rest of your life with, but you can still enter into those relationships with intention, even if you don't know if it's going to be a future focused thing. Make sure you're not dating people who are just going to leave you with liabilities. Make sure you're dating people who are improving your life. Date with intention. Don't just date people because they're attractive. The unfortunate thing about your 20s and dating your 20s is that you waste a lot of time. You are in a situationship for 2 or 3 years. You're in this on and off nonsense with some joker. You're just all over the place because you think, I'm in my 20s, I'm okay. Unfortunately, now you waste your time in your 20s, now in your 30s. You have all this trauma that you have to be dealing with. You don't trust people anymore. You have abandonment issues. You have self-esteem issues. You have low self-worth. You are codependent, or you're all this drama. And it's because of mistakes that you made in your 20s, because you were not intentional about who you were dating. So if you're in your 20s, be intentional. Yes, you don't know if a relationship is going to work out, but you can choose wisely. Don't end up with bums who are just going to destroy your life and break your heart and just leave you with baggage. I mean, you can't really predict if your heart is going to get broken or not, but you can predict how it's going to get broken. So date respectful people, date kind people, date people who are going somewhere. Even if you have to break up with a kind person, there's still a way that you guys will, figure things out that will not necessarily leave you damaged. So don't just date carelessly, with no plan, with no intention, with no focus. you're just going to end up with baggage and trauma, and now you have to spend the money that you're trying to gather to talk to a therapist, when you could have just been forward thinking and thought, okay, if I date this guy who is a crazy guy, and the 3 previous girls he dated, he left them all shattered, and he was dating 5 girls at the same time, and he's just a hot mess, but he's so cute. I mean, honestly, don't just be dating people because they're cute, especially in your 20s. There are a lot of cute demons out there. There are cute people who are just horrible, terrible individuals, and it's just not worth it. So date with intention. There are people who I broke up with, people who I don't talk to anymore, but the time that we spent together, I don't regret it, because I can see just how much they improved my life. And that's because I was intentional about the relationship. The ones that I was intentional about, oh, he's just cute, oh, I just like how he smiles, oh, we have the same taste in music, like, that was just trauma united. So if you don't want to join Trauma United, if you don't want to play for Trauma United, date with intention in your 20s. The people that you date in this time of your life, they're going to affect your 30s, your 40s, and even beyond. So don't date jokers. Don't just date people because you just want to date somebody. Your 20s are for taking risks. Now, I'm not saying do silly things like bungee jumping or whatever. I'm talking about find something that just seems crazy. Something that is moving you in the direction of the life that you want. I remember when I finished law school, and I mean, the expectation was that I was going to practice law, but I didn't want to practice law. I found law very boring. And so I decided to buy a camera, and I decided to become a photographer. It was a crazy thing, but at the time, I was in my 20s. That opened up the door to a media career that was way beyond my imagination. So when I say take risks, I mean, follow the path less traveled. Do the thing that most people don't want to do, because it's in doing things that most people don't want to do that you get blessings and results that other people don't have. There's a safe path that a lot of people walk on. Don't walk on that path. Don't walk on that path. Choose a path that looks scary but exciting. That's what your 20s are for. They're for figuring out, how can I do something new? How can I do something fun? What if I try this other way instead? So don't just follow the safe path and say, oh, I'm just going to go to school, study something for 4 years, and I'm going to get a desk job. Then I'm going to be there for 25 years. I mean, nobody even does that anymore, but that's what our parents did. You just sit at one desk till they retire. I mean, if that's the life you want for yourself, there's nothing wrong with that, but try something new, do something different, take a risk. Let your 20s be a time of healthy adrenaline, and not necessarily in like being a daredevil with a power bike, but in just risking things. What if you took a year off after school and, I don't know, started a YouTube channel? You never know. I know the YouTuber, I think her name is Lily Singh. She just took a year off after her bachelor's degree or so, and she decided to become a comedian. And she told her parents that after that 1 year, she was going to go back to school. She's one of the most successful YouTubers today. Just off that one, maybe if I did this, what if I did this? So you never know. It's never the things that you expect that move your life in a different direction. You never know. So take a risk, do something new, do something different. And I want you to know this is a beautiful time of your life. Have fun. You're not going to get your 20s back, so enjoy them. Don't be a stick in the mud. Don't just do what everybody else is telling you to do, but understand that this is a time that you either be grateful for or you will regret. You have a choice, and it's up to you to decide which one you want. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you would like to know how to build your confidence even now in your 20s, check out the free ebook linked in the description on how to become your most confident self in 5 days. And I have some free confidence affirmations there as well, and a confidence quiz so you can know what your confidence score is. Confidence is essential for the life of your dreams. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.